We'll be seeing how everything plays out. Just regular lines of scrimmage so far from both of these teams. Don't want to risk anything too far, but coming into the mid lane, seems like G4's taking quite a beating from both Naul and Pallet.
Ooh, that's going to be a flash down, though, so that's definitely not a good way to start the game.
Not just a flash down, but a potion with a Dark Seal means that he has lost, at this point, over 150, 175 health. And having to burn 50 gold, wasting 50 gold, because you got caught in the brush in the start of the game, might actually mean the difference between life and death in that lane. Seems like Warlock and Lloyd giving pretty good leash here for Nooney. Does not want to actually repeat the mistake of one bot laner from last game.
No, not at all. So there we go. Looks like this red buff is going to be going down with relative ease. We'll
Very, very quickly.
Indeed.
Red buff, quite a squishy treant here. See how Venus a little bit slower. Blue buff is a little bit tankier. It is made of rocks.
Yes.
So
good logic
now,
there.
however, he's just gonna go for a pretty big clear of his jungle. Gromp being left for last there, as it's not really the best camp for Elise to clear on her own. Looking at the pathing, it seems like they will converge around the top side or around mid, depending on what where their priorities lie. But here, I would suggest that they go for some pressure there in the top lane, because either Ren or Jisoo will really appreciate getting either a kill or the priority in that lane matchup.
Indeed. So there we go. So far, though, you know, fairly even trade out here towards top side, while Lloyd kind of getting... No, it's actually still quite balanced here in terms of the wave. No clear push outs yet. Pala trying to get the hook on, not connecting, though, off by a few degrees.
Yeah, it seems like Big Koro missed one minion, but that's not really significant in the long run. Venus finds Nooney, just gets a volatile spiraling out, denies him the blast cone with a lot of rudeness.
Nope, nope, nope. Not at all.
So Venus was not able to steal anything from Nooney. Not really that significant in the long run. The blast cone might be something that he would have wanted to have available, however. But still, like, look at Venus, still going for a lot of aggressive play against Nooney.
Really trying to
Nooney knows exactly what Venus is planning.
Cocoon actually does connect, though no follow-up would be very risky with G4 just around the corner.
Especially...
Ooh, nice stun on.
I think G4 is just going to regenerate back with the transfusion as the lane goes on. The real trouble is if Naul catches him in a range where Ignite plus a full combo will take him down, but Naul has pretty low mana at this point. Venus right around the corner, but there is no Ren actually to take advantage of that. Right around the corner still.
What's interesting, though, is Nooney going for his own counter in a way that won't be caught out by any vision, so still not aware. Will Nooney go for this dive, though? Very, very risky.
I do not think so. It is very inadvisable.
Actually caught out.
Yeah, by the Farseer orb. It's very inadvisable to like dive a Renekton solo. So much potential for that to go wrong. He could have just stolen the Krugs, but got spotted out. That is what I'm talking about.
Cocoon going down, and that is going to be first blood, ultimately going to Venus. Great layering of CC.
Yeah, and that just prevents a Sanguine Pool, which would burn Raul's flash if G4 actually went for the Sanguine Pool, if he was able to do it. But because of the well-timed Scare the Weak into a web sling coming from Venus, very well played. And that's what I'm talking about. G4 can have a lot of sustain in that lane, but if he reaches a point where he can be executed with ease, that's where the sustain from that Vladimir actually falters.
Indeed, so there we go. Nonetheless, though, Big Koro and Pallet really giving a push on here towards Bot Lloyd, but looks like Jisoo and Nooney are going to try something here. Ren tries to get out of it, actually misses the knockup, and that will prevent any further aggression from Ascension.
And I do think it is inadvisable to gank a Renekton from behind, because he can just slice and dice through you.
Indeed. So that is going to be yet another missed out opportunity, though. If that knockup connected, I feel like they would have gotten a little bit more damage. Not necessarily for the takedown, but I feel like that would have been enough to potentially force Ren back. But as a result, he will be remaining in lane. In fact, regenerating a lot of his health.
Doran's shield plus Called a Meek. Really doing a lot of work after this. If he builds up his Fury bar, he can just get a lot of his health back from tanking those minions a little bit.
Well, still a big push here happening towards bot side. Lloyd very much restrained to his turret, and as a result actually missed out on 2 waves already.
Yeah. Now Big Koro and Pallet are the ones bullying him into his turret, causing him to miss around 2.5 waves.
I think at this point, so long as they don't suffer any casualties like earlier, this is something that they can to reach that spike.
So far, still very slow game. 1K gold lead at 6.2 minutes for YG, but not too big of a disparity.
No, not at all. And looks like Big Koro already going to go back for his first item. BF Sword already completed along with a control
Jisoo
ward.
is in danger. Venus right around the corner. Incy Wincy Spider.
Cocoon will it be connecting though, doesn't throw it out just yet. Flashes away though. Will Venus continue to pursue? No, that would be too risky of a tower dive, and looks like Jisoo will survive yet another day.
Here comes
No, Naul actually in the vicinity gets a full combo on, but I don't think he'll be able to survive it. Still, Jisoo gets the kill.
And a pretty extra kill on top of that for Jisoo. Means that he will be helped out a little bit after that dive. G4 got a teensy assist as well out of that.
Yeah,
but
actually
G4
will be
still going for Ren.
Going to go for the ignite though. Will it be enough damage? Actually does.
He can potentially go in there.
Dude, Cocoon actually connects very bad for
dodges.
G4 right there. Forces the Sanguine pull, but here comes Nooney as well. Repel actually to secure the death on Nooney right there. So not exactly the best scenario. Jisoo as well be going for the backup. Hook actually connects for the kill for Pallet as Jisoo just has to fall back.
What am I watching?
I'm not sure, my friend, but that was pretty weird. I mean, like, we saw a wasted flash on an otherwise secured kill coming in from G4.
Yeah,
not to mention that weird tower dance.
He should have expected Venus to be still around. But instead, because he was stunned out, he had to go for the Sanguine Pool, which made him miss his timing for his third transfusion, which deals a lot of damage. Would have finished one member of YG at once.
Indeed, but looks like Lloyd might be in trouble here. Is trying to run this out, though. Pallet actually gets the hook onto him. Now, landing a lot of damage and eventually gets the kill.
Man, Ascension trying to make plays from earlier, but now YG, the one leading the dance here. Jisoo trying to get something out of Venus for a little bit, but it's just a red buff. Nothing too big in the long run.
Nope, not at all. A little bit of a regeneration and some burn on the attacks, but nonetheless, I gotta hand it to Young Generation here. I mean, earlier, during Game 1, it was quite even, but now they're just kind of building up a momentum that I'm not sure Ascension Gaming is just ready to deal with, because so far, we're seeing a lot of mishaps happening, and now we're actually gonna be going in, but looks like they'll have to back away as the equalizer is thrown.
Executed.
Stunned, actually. G4 will be going down to Venus, though. Venus taking a lot of damage. Will be going down to Jisoo in exchange. That is a 1-for-1. Now we'll continuing the chase. Will he go for the damage? Pallet actually joins the party.
Wow.
Who has managed to get a hook onto Warlock right there. That is going to be the stun. Double stun, actually, as Ren joins the party as well. Jisoo might be taking a lot of damage himself, but that is going to be a cataclysm that secures the kill. Killing spree for Jisoo.
That is quite an overcommitment from Ren there.
Yes, very unfortunate. That's going to be the stun, though. Now manages to get the takedown on him, though.
Thunderlord's just enough to finish him off through the junk shield. The scrap shield, rather. And that is actually pretty good. 3 kills onto Naul means he is a powerhouse. And Venus, as I said, do not give Elise an early lead. And he's going to snowball that into more pressure for his team. Seems like so far YG still in control. Jisoo has a killing spree, but he has to make something happen from that killing spree to help his team out.
G4 actually weaving around all of these dark spears being thrown by Naul here.
And he has the blue buff very nicely. Naul
as well doesn't get the knock-up, but nonetheless,
no cataclysm
scatter
available.
the weak away. But looks like they will have to back away. Venus as well will be joining now. Will they continue the pursuit, though? This is going to be very dangerous if they continue. Looks like Nooney trying to continue, but no, it's just kind of going back and forth here. 4 members of Ascension Gaming actually now within the vicinity, as that is a signal for Naul to back away.
Pretty sloppy play there from everyone involved in that small skirmish.
Indeed, and sloppy once again. Jisoo might be taking a lot here. Nuni tries to go for the save, and looks like Jisoo will be able to survive yet another day. That's the knock up onto Ren. That is going to be the equalizer, though. Jisoo has to be very careful, but will be...
Wow.
No, actually, Nuni goes down before they eventually get the kill onto Ren. So
Hex
interesting
Drinker
trade.
gives him just enough survivability to take down Nuni before the Flame Spitter takes him down. So now, still YG 1-for-1. That is actually a small win to Ascension, but it's still concentrated on Jisoo, and Jisoo still has not used any of his gold for any big plays.
Lloyd is right there.
Sacrificing Warlock.
Might have to go down here in this case. Doesn't take as much damage yet, but that is going to be the ultimate. Uses Wild Growth, but that doesn't matter. He goes down.
Now Ul, though, is using his lead to roam around the map, and Jisoo still giving more kills to the rest of YG. That's the difference, and it's quite hard. Jisoo is a top laner. The only way you can really apply pressure is cheeky play mid lane or teleporting bot lane, while Naul, who fortuitously for YG has 4 kills, along with Venus, who has also 4 kills, is able to roam around the map more freely. And I think it's just the natural economy that Jisoo, even with 4 kills, cannot affect the game too much as of now.
Indeed, and what's so problematic for me with with Ascension Gaming is that these 4 kills, most of what they've gotten is more of miscalculations on Young Generation's part. While for Young Generation, most of these 10 kills actually stem from the fact that they've been much proactive. Cataclysm actually connecting onto Null. Null forced to flash away in this case.
Definitely. So you have Ascension definitely has their work cut out for them. They need to break their backs, burn their eyebrows to get back in this game. 4,000 gold deficit at 12 minutes, that's actually huge. And that actually equates to Big Koro finishing his IE before Lloyd even finishes a big item. Naul finishing his Morellonomicon before G4 finishes his Proto Belt. These are big items that they're missing out on.
Beautiful here by Young Generation, getting some offensive vision onto the side of Ascension Gaming. So this is going to be a lot of more information. That is going to be the hook onto Lloyd, though. Cocoon misses, unfortunately, as Lloyd will be able to escape, but this might be the signal for Young Generation to potentially go for a dragon. Will
it
Ascension
is a Cloud
Gaming...
Drake, but if that 15 move speed out of combat can help, I guess, because Naul and Venus are making plays right around the map.
True.
So that 15 move speed per second increase.
Hook actually once again connecting here onto Nuni. He might be in trouble here as the kill ultimately goes to Venus. Yeah, man, I don't know.
Yeah, IG once again completely in control, and now they're opening up the map for themselves.
Indeed.
And starting at bot lane.
Absolutely beautiful here coming in from Young Generation, getting some very deep vision as a result as well. So Ascension Gaming has to be a little bit more careful. A lot of careless mistakes being made here across the board. G4 actually going to be going in onto Nuni. Actually,
not enough.
Lantern not enough to save him. Lloyd actually goes in. Ren might be the next casualty here. Hook actually lands on Ren, trying to duel it out, but ultimately goes down as Paladin and Venus flee for their lives.
Still a small win, a little bit of respite for Ascension after those kills.
Big Koro actually getting the connect onto Warlock, though Warlock just not catching a break as he goes down.
I felt that. He was at half health, but the Runic Echoes plus the burst damage from Venus was enough to finish him off from half health.
Man, 6 and 12 right now, but still 6. Actually, leaning towards a 5,000 to 6,000 gold deficit in favor of Young Generation. Not a single objective to Ascension Gaming's name, by the way. So we're just going to have to see if this is something Ascension Gaming can kick up on. But the issue here is that I feel like a major reason as to why they haven't sieged a single objective thus yet, whether it be a tower or a dragon, is mostly because they're not as flexible to maneuver across this map as Young Generation has, because consistently the vision has been excellent for YG.
Definitely, because they have control over the territories. Ascension cannot have a lot of wiggle room. If they move, they might run into a landmine, and that's not something that Ascension wants to happen. But because of that, they just put wards down, and because they aren't able to, they just Nuni actually gets revealed by the sound of the arrow hitting.
Indeed. So
yeah, Ascension needs to make a play somewhere, because this is a composition that actually can make a good play even from behind, but if they aren't able to, because look at that, Ren putting down a control ward over the red buff of Ascension means that he's free to push this down, and he knows that no one is here to respond to him until Jisoo reaches him, and it might actually be too late at that point.
Yes, indeed. Young generation working hard here towards top side across the board, actually, forcing Ascension Gaming into a more of a responsive stance, I'd say. So, again, it ultimately, I feel like there's also this lack of confidence coming in from Ascension Gaming. Like you mentioned, they have all the tools to initiate, but we haven't seen those bigger plays that actually benefit them into establish some sort of equal playing field with Young Generation, because so far Young Generation definitely just continuing picking up the speed
here. They're pulling the trigger, but Big Koro gets a free get out of jail.
Indeed, that was quite awkward, especially since the Lantern, unless they were able to properly layer their crowd control to prevent any form of escape, but regardless.
If they knew that Pallet was around the corner.
Ooh, look, actually connecting onto Lloyd here.
Oh my.
Beautiful connect right there. Naul actually joins the party as well. Venus manages to take the kill onto Lloyd. Nooney gonna be in trouble here. Lantern actually connects. Naul gets the kill as well, and they will be translating this to an outer top turret.
Big Koro, just the one they need to survive to actually help out in this push. Rift Herald, I think they have to take out the turret before Rift Herald charges this. So they save a little bit of health on Rift Herald. She's able to charge onto the next turret. Yes, Rift Herald is a girl. Yeah, guys, it was confirmed by Riot. Rift Scuttler is a female.
Yes, there we go. So much damage onto G4 right there. Quite careless, but regardless, Rift Herald just going to make it work
down so quickly. By taking it down quickly, less turret shots onto Rift Herald, and now, because they've saved a lot of her health, the next turret is going to fall down once again very, very quickly.
Indeed, and a lot of commit here towards top side for Ascension Gaming, while Ren is actually getting the split towards bot side. Ascension still a bit hesitant, but then again, I won't blame them. Now actually managing to scatter the wing into a stun. Equalizer to slow down the members of YG. Will they be able to catch up though? Lloyd actually jumps in. Cocoon, beautiful connect onto Nooney to prevent any further pursuit.
So that is going to be the inhibitor turret of the top lane from Ascension. Quite weak at this point. The next siege onto the top lane should be able to take out that turret if they are able to reach that point. But the pressure across the map from both Naul and Ren is enough to keep Ascension within their own territory, not allowing them to put down wards too much. And the most that their territory covers is their own blue buff. But red buff side of Ascension's bot side is just completely still in YG's control. Look at all those wards. Look at the vision around that. And G4 is way too scared to actually go too deep into that area. Look at those control wards. Three control wards around the bot side of the map. G4 will clear one, but the rest of it is still in YG territory.
Yeah, also right there, 6 and 15 right now. And what's scary is they're almost nearing a 10,000 gold deficit. And again, it's very awkward as we're seeing these huge leads less than 20 minutes into most of the games that we've seen thus far here in the knockout stage. So this is actually very troubling and almost a telltale sign of just how crazily one-sided these games could get once someone pops up.
9,000 gold lead almost. G4 gets caught out.
That's gonna
Not
be
even
so
a
much
chance to Sangman
damage. Here comes the teleport coming in from Jisoo. Will it be the saving factor though? Nooney forced his back away, but no, definitely continuing on his case. Venus actually manages to get shut down though, as the rest of YG was kind of left behind as a result. But looks like Infernal Drake is up very juicy.
The next contested objective. Jisoo aggressive.
Very, very nice. Unfortunately, not enough. But Equalizer does secure it though. Pallet might be in trouble as well. Big Koro trying to get the slow one as the rest of Ascension continuing the chase here. Looks like Big Koro will get Warlock though. Gets the double kill. Let's make it a triple kill. Jackpot.
I don't think it was such a good idea to jump in the rocket jump.
That was a bit over ambitious.
Yeah, he jumped in. And so he was in Ren's range.
Indeed.
A lot of damage allows Big Koro to finish them off. So in the end, what was a good engage from Ascension, almost a good cleanup, becomes a bad one because YG just wiped them out.
Again, Ascension Gaming, they have to really kind of figure out their boundaries here. Let's go ahead and check out what happened in the replay.
Because here, Naul gets taken down by a very good equalizer. Even if Naul isn't the primary target, it allows Ren it forces Ren into a path where he slowed down or he delays his pathing, so they get caught. But because Lloyd jumps in the range of everyone else, of the rest of YG's damage, they just get triple kill.
Absolutely awkward coming in from Ascension Gaming here, but Young Generation looks like Ren actually getting the kill onto Warlock. Warlock just isn't having a good time on this Lulu thus far, getting caught out a lot, but yeah. One of
G4 is the next target.
Yes, G4
oh
indeed. Sanguine Pool, but I don't think that'll be enough as the hook, beautiful hook connecting from Pallet. That Big Koro is now on a rampage. Nooney will be the next casualty here, as this may be the time for Young Generation to go for this barrel. And wow.
Oh dear. And so far, Ascension, 3 members down, 2 members down, 80 carry, support, and top laner. Equalizer is available. They can
actually connect. This may
Goodbye.
be the death of Jisoo.
Never mind.
Lloyd might be the next casualty here. Will Deathfire? Oh wait, no, that's actually Thunderlord that he's finding. So looks like Lloyd will be able to survive though. But in exchange, Young Generation a very easy Baron into their court here. Repel, very dangerous. But looks like they will secure it nonetheless. Very
and the
good.
next siege that will come from them will be quite deadly.
Again, we're just seeing constant slip-ups here coming from Ascension Gaming. Very awkward, actually. A lot of miscalculated plays wherein they're not showing enough respect for the lead that Young Generation has. And even looking at that clash that happened towards bot earlier, I think Ascension Gaming was definitely stepping out their boundaries here, because if you're going to look at the kill distribution, 7 out of 8 of those kills are actually on Jisoo. In fact, he's the only one with 100% kill participation, while the rest of Ascension Gaming kind of abyssal as far as their KDAs.
Yeah, and a lot of Jisoo's kills are from YG making mistakes, not particularly Ascension making good plays. So that is quite worrying. If we were to assume that YG already has this game 3, that is quite dangerous for Ascension. Jisoo waiting around the wings. He has the most gold out of Ascension, so he can probably 1v1 most people from YG right now.
Here we go, though. Decent clear coming here from Lloyd, but it's not really enough right now with the configuration that Young Generation can pull off with this Baron buff now. Oh, Jisoo gonna try to duel it out. That's so much damage! Gets obliterated!
And that was such a small window for Naul to kill Jisoo.
Indeed.
And that was like, Naul always prepared. You saw him, like, why is he losing his Q? He was expecting that someone might be in the brush.
And looks like Venus actually going to go at it with G4 here. Will be going in Sanguine Pool. That's going to be the repel. Where is he going to land, though? Venus forced the flash away. Actually does manage to take down G4. Venus survives yet another day, though. Hook trying to connect from Pallet, not quite connecting though, but still regardless does not deter them from the fact that this Baron is going to knock
finishing the job here in top lane.
Yes indeed, Ren taking down this turret right here. And there's not much that Nooney can do. So all across the board actually, all lanes are currently pushing Equalizer to cancel that push from bot side.
That's a huge damage cooldown and battlefield control cooldown taken away from Ascension. YG can take full advantage of this, not having an equalizer. It seems like they're just nailing down the third nail in the coffin of Ascension for this third game. Naul takes Jisoo down, the powerhouse of Ascension right now, and I think this is YG's opening to end the game. YG can make a play here. Ascension has to do something if they don't want their Nexus to be taken down.
Indeed, only 4 members left to defend, but I'm not sure they'll be able to defend. That's a lot of Cataclysm indeed, but that is going to be an easy takedown onto Nooney. Looks like they want to get a few kills before they end this game, though. Forced to flash back into the base. But ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have a winner. Game 3 going to the second seed of Vietnam. Young